Jeffrey here with the Manitoba Fitness Council and representing the NFLA. I'm going to talk to you today about the new PARQ Plus. The PARQ team and the EPARMEDX, also 2015 version, are evidence-based screening tools. They are the original PARQ and the PARMEDX are available at www.eparmedx.com. We are going to visit that site and go a couple of scenarios just so that you can see how to use it for. PARQ and PARQ-MEDX were formed with opinions. So they consensus of a number of different doctors, and they developed a list of 7 questions. Over the years, there has now been a move to replace the original opinion-based PARQ with an evidence-based PARQ Plus. PARQ Plus was released in 2011, and it was developed by researchers independent of any organizational or affiliation and for universal use. This is used in an unaltered state. This is a best practice tool that can be used by individuals, qualified fitness and exercise professionals, organizations, researchers, health and allied health professionals involved in health or performance-related physical activity initiatives. Qualified fitness and exercise professionals, a lot of people are not sure how that is defined. So I had the opportunity to talk to the group that developed this tool initially, and they said that qualified fitness professionals and exercise professionals, first and foremost, are those people who are certified with organizations like the NFLA. More experience and more learning and possibly a degree are required. That should be stated in the sublist or directive that is given to the fitness leader. So here you'll see on the front page of the PARQ Plus. Your participants read 7 questions and simply check yes or no. Has your doctor ever said that you have a heart condition or high pressure? You're going to get them to check which one it is and get them to check yes or no. Do you have pain in your chest at rest during your daily activities of living or when you do physical activity? Again, have them answer yes or no. Sounds because of dizziness, or have you ever lost consciousness in the past 12 months? You're going to answer yes or no. No, answer no if your dizziness was associated with overbreathing, including during vigorous activity. Have you ever been diagnosed with another chronic medical condition other than heart disease or high blood pressure? You're going to have them check yes or no. Are prescribed medications for a chronic medical condition? Them to list their conditions and medications and check yes or no. Have you had in the past 12 months a bone, joint, or soft tissue, muscle, ligament, or tendon problem that could be worse by becoming more physically active? So if you had a problem in the past, but it does not limit your current ability to be physically active. So are there conditions there? Click or check yes or no. Has it said that you should only do medically supervised physical activity? And we're going to have them answer yes or no. At page 1, here are some other bullets. If you want to all the questions above, you would click for physical activity. Go to page 4 to sign the participant declaration. You do not need to complete pages 2 and 3. So what leaders are doing, and even what the PARQ Collaboration Committee has recommended, is that you have a number of PARQ documents on site. Some pages 1 and 4 only, double-sided, and one with the full version, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 for those people who need to answer the extra questions. It is a much better option because it will give the fitness leader the directives that are required to be able to provide training for that individual based on their potential limitations. We have talked about that. We're going to say that in the box up at the top, start becoming much more physically active, start and build up gradually. Physical activity guidelines for your age. In Canada, we're going to follow the Canadian guidelines. So the Canadian Physical Activity Guidelines. and fitness appraisal. So some facilities offer the opportunity to have a health and fitness appraisal done. The next is something that may surprise you a little bit. If you are over the age of 45 and not accustomed to regular, vigorous, or maximal effort exercise, consult a qualified exercise professional before engaging in this intensity of exercise. So the group that we haven't been worried about in the past. If people were, the old PARQ went up to 65, there was no mention of the 45 and over. Exercise professional, we've already talked about that. But intensity of exercise, and what is defined as regular exercise. As in this circumstance, defined as 4 days per week, minimum of 6 weeks prior to them participating in the activity that you're working with them on. If they have any more questions, that they can contact a qualified exercise professional. If you answered yes to any of the questions, again, those 7 questions at the top of the page, complete pages 2 and 3. At the bottom, just a couple of cautions. If you are sick, it's probably not a good time for you to start. If you are pregnant, you need to talk to your healthcare practitioner, your physician, a qualified exercise professional, or complete the EPARMEDX before much more physically active. So if someone in your class or your session has had a health change, they should also fill out this form all over again. Risk that increase the risk for adverse responses, in particular sudden cardiac death, include extremely vigorous intensity exercise, people male sex, or limited previous physical activity history. So if they haven't been very active, those people come into the class and have not been active, and they want to take all of their activity in for the week in one day. It's fitness leaders to step in and ask that they slow it down a little bit, at least to begin with. So again, looking at 45 years and over as on that previous slide. Taken from this particular research that's cited at the bottom. So then next page. So again, we're skipping over pages 2 and 3 right now. Those are the pages that have all of the questions on them. These qualifier questions, so if someone had answered yes, you would have them through pages 2 and 3. At this point, we are still just dealing with that apparently healthy individual who's answered no to all the questions on the front page. So at the top of the back page, here is what it says. If you know to all of the follow-up questions about your medical condition, you are ready to become physically active. Sign the participation declaration below, and that's going to be on the next page. You consult a qualified exercise professional with university training to help you develop a safe and effective physical activity plan to help meet your health needs. It's a requirement, but it's something that amended at this point. You are to start slowly and build up gradually 20 to 60 minutes of low to moderate intensity exercise 3 to 5 days per week, including aerobic and strength training exercises. They're really encouraging the participants to start low and move up to moderate. As you accumulate 150 minutes or more of moderate intensity physical activity per week, that's taken from the Canadian Physical Activity Guide. Over the age of 45 and not accustomed to regular, vigorous, or maximal effort exercise, consult a qualified exercise professional before engaging in this intensity of exercise. So they want you to be able to have the conversation as an exercise professional with individuals so they can help them to find their pace, so that they just don't overdo it in the first couple weeks. If you answered yes, we would go to pages 2 and 3, and we're going to go through that, and it's going to give some directives as to what people should do if they had answered yes to any of those questions on the front page. Getting down, talking about pregnancy, talking about temporary illness, and any health changes. Declaration, you're going to ask them to sign this, and then have yourself witness it, and then keep it on file. Off by visiting the site. So EPARMEDX.com. At the top, you can see that there's information about the tool. There is the PARQ Plus, the EPARMEDX, and then print versions that we will open up after so you can have a look at what those look like. So the PARQ with that, the health benefits of regular physical activity are clear. More people should engage in physical activity every week. Participating in physical activity is very safe for most people. However, some should check with their doctors, another healthcare practitioner who is licensed, diagnosed, or a qualified exercise professional before they start becoming much more physically active. I will tell you whether it is necessary for you to seek further advice before becoming more physically active or engaging in a fitness appraisal. Please click on the link below to access the online application that contains the latest consensus panel approved online physical activity readiness questionnaire for everyone. This application will open up in a new window and will update every time you click this link. Take PARQ Plus, or the subject is Bill. Bill is 60 years old. He has had a knee replacement, but he's otherwise active, and 10 pounds overweight. So we're going to keep Bill in mind as we answer the questions on the PARQ. Now we're just going to make some assumptions here. We're not asking that you do this for any of your participants. It'll just help you to understand how the form works and what sorts of recommendations could be given for certain people. Click on Take the PARQ Plus survey now. The piece that we just read on the page said you have a heart condition or high blood pressure. So Bill is not. Pain in your chest at rest during your daily activities of living or when you do physical activity, and that is a no for Bill as well. Because of dizziness, or have you ever lost consciousness in the past 12 months? Please know if your dizziness was associated with overbreathing, including during vigorous exercise. We're going to know. Diagnosed with another chronic medical condition other than heart disease or high blood pressure? No. Currently taking prescribed medications for a chronic medical condition? They'll say no. Or have had within the past month a bone joint or soft tissue, muscle, ligament, or tendon problem that could be made worse by becoming more physically active. Or know if you had a problem in the past that does not currently limit your ability to be physically active. We are going to make an assumption on Bill's behalf that Bill has not had any issues. He has been encouraged by his doctor to be active and has not had any issues with the knee replacement that he had a couple of years ago. We're going to say next. Next. That you should only do medically supervised physical activity. No. Next. Thanks for reading the questionnaire. Based on your answers, you were ready to become more physically active. Having people fill it out online. So basically what it's going to print off is a declaration. So basically we don't get any information other than what is on this, but they can print it out and they can bring it, and this is just as good as the PARQ Plus in your class or at your facility. It's even better actually because it is weighted all of their answers appropriately. So it says that you are cleared to start becoming more physically active. Please only and build up gradually. This is the safest and easiest way to go. Follow Canada's new physical activity guidelines for your age. You may also want to contact a qualified exercise professional for further advice. I've understood to my satisfaction, completed the PARQ Plus online form, and I have answered each question truthfully, reflecting my current condition. And then it's going to tell them that they need to have this done again in 12 months, or something changes. Bring it to your class. Test 10 is 35 years of age. In her pregnancy, and 2 minutes per day. See, and there are no health conditions as advised by her doctor. The average we are going to take it as EPARMEDX. Let's just go into the PARQ. Your doctor ever said that you have a heart condition or high blood pressure? So we're going to say no. Next. Do you pain in your chest at rest during daily activities of living or when you do physical activity? No. Balance because of dizziness, or have you ever lost consciousness? No. Have you another chronic medical condition other than heart disease or high blood pressure? No. Prescribed medications for a chronic medical condition? No. Joint or soft tissue injury? No. Have you been medically supervised physical activity? No. So unless they take the EPARMEDX online, it doesn't ask any pregnancy questions. So that's something important to realize. So let's go down to EPARMEDX. So EPARMEDX for pregnancy, now it's all included in one document. Take these. So here we go. Is there a chance that you might be pregnant? So we are Tammy, 35 years of age, pregnant in the 5th month, first pregnancy. She is used to doing regular physical activity and she has no health concerns. She might be pregnant? Yes, she's pregnant. A pre-existing medical condition such as high blood pressure, heart disease, abnormal heart rhythm patterns, respiratory disease, diabetes, cancer, arthritis, etc. And we're going to say no. To any of the following pregnancy-related conditions. And this is a fantastic way, again, for someone who is pregnant to be able to go through this, and this will jog their memory if there has been something that they have just forgotten or didn't feel that it was something that was important. Ruptured membrane, and bleeding during the 2nd or 3rd trimester or placenta previa, pregnancy with high blood pressure, incompetent cervix, evidence of poor growth of the fetus, or if you were one fetus, so that would be twins, triplets, that sort of thing. If it's certain regarding your history or presence of any of these conditions, please answer yes to the question. We know that she's healthy. Have you experienced any of the following conditions? So here's asking questions, sometimes about things that have happened in the past. And again, someone who's pregnant may not equate the fact that if they had a miscarriage before, that would be an issue for this particular pregnancy. Ever experienced any of the following conditions? A history of miscarriage or premature labor or previous pregnancies? Any low iron deficiency? Your physician will often describe anemia as a decrease in the number of red blood cells or the normal quality of hemoglobin. And a diet where certain nutrients are missing, or an eating disorder such as anorexia or bulimia, or a significant medical condition. Uncertain regarding the history presence of these conditions, please answer yes to the question. No. Completing the survey based on the findings, we have provided pregnancy-specific recommendations. Again, by clicking on the link below. Pardon me. The guidelines actually break it down into aerobic exercise, general guidelines, muscular strength guidelines. They give the participants reasons to stop exercising, and then them to witness it. How you witness it as they sign it. This is a great document, a great tool for those people who are pregnant but healthy, and this having them go see a doctor may be a barrier for their participation, especially if they can't go see a doctor soon and they want to take a fitness class. So we have answered this as if we were a healthy pregnant lady. And so going through the guidelines, then it says aerobic exercise should be increased gradually during the 2nd trimester from a minimum 20 minutes per session 3 times a week to 30 minutes per session 4 times per week. And then to give some options, walking, stationary cycling, swimming, aquatic exercise, low impact aerobics, that sort of thing. Read this at your leisure. Muscle strengthening guidelines, again, going through some of those very basic guidelines. It's recommended that you condition large muscle groups during both prenatal and postnatal periods. Recommended exercises are those that promote good posture, strengthen the muscles of labor, promote good blood control, prevent incontinence. Again, going through lots of different options for the prenatal participant. The list of reasons to stop exercising and consult their healthcare provider. I'm going to go with Bob. So Bob is 47 years old. So he calls that, it falls into that 45 plus category. He's been very inactive. 3 pounds. But he So again, we're thinking that we are going to have him go in through the PARQ plus. Do you have a heart condition or high blood pressure? No. Chest at rest? Again, we're going to say no. Because of dizziness, or have you ever lost consciousness in the past 12 months? Please answer no if your dizziness was associated with overbreathing. And say no. Diagnosed with another chronic medical condition other than heart disease or high blood pressure? No. Taking prescribed medications for a chronic medical condition? No. Ever have had in the past a joint or soft tissue problem that could be made worse by becoming more physically active? Please answer no if you have a problem in the past, but it does not limit your current ability to be physically active. No. How do you do medically supervised physical activity? No. The questionnaire, based on results, you are ready to become more physically active. Scenario that's a little bit more complicated. So, who is 55 years of age? She has a cardiac incident. We're not going to define exactly what that is. Hospitalized in the last 6 months for heart issues. Gone through this PARQ plus, or the PARQ a couple of times. And every individual, let's see what it does when you have someone who is apparently not healthy. Said you have a heart condition or high blood pressure, we are going to say yes. Next answer is we recommend that you take the EPARMEDX survey. Please continue. The option to finish the PARQ plus if someone has a serious health condition. Survey now. Chance you might be pregnant? No. Have diagnosed with more than one chronic medical condition? You would answer yes. For example, if you were living with heart disease and diabetes, or previously survived breast cancer and now have heart disease. We're going to, I think the cardiac incident is enough. You have the EPARMEDX because your answers to questions from the PARQ Plus indicate that we need to gather further information regarding your current readiness to become much more physically active before you have a fitness appraisal. Be able to do physical activity, may be able to do any physical activity you want as long as you start slow and build it gradually. Or you may need to restrict your physical activity to those that are safe for you. You may consult a doctor, another healthcare practitioner who is licensed to diagnose or qualified exercise professional about the types of physical activity that are appropriate for you. A series of medical conditions. Please select the conditions that best describes your current situation. If your condition is not readily apparent or not listed, please select the other category. With heart failure, cardiac incident in the past, currently managing a heart failure. Say yes. Say that your heart failure was classified as New York Heart Class 1 or Class 2. Light or no limitations to daily physical activity. We're going to say yes. participate in at least 20 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity per day per week, engaged in cardiac rehabilitation program in the last 6 months. We're going to say no. In the survey, based on your findings, we've provided you specific recommendations that can be found by clicking on the link below. Because of your specific medical condition, we recommend that you seek further information from a qualified exercise professional with advanced university training or your family physician before becoming much more physically active. So this makes it very clear. If you're sure, someone comes to you and says, I would like to exercise, I feel that I'm ready to exercise, you can fill out this form, and it shows very clearly that they are not someone that should be in a general exercise class unless they've been cleared by their doctor or been cleared by someone with advanced university training. I get more in, and it would help determine what kind of class would be the best for them. This should be the screening tool of choice. It is evidence-based, it is easy to use, and readily available and free. Examples have participants fill it online, as you can see through our presentation, and bring the final page of the directives for their physical activity participation. Note, refer to higher qualified fitness instructor or hair practitioner. For this particular session, we'd like through and give you a little bit as if you were a 5-year-old woman with no weight. On the hip and told that she needs to do medical supervised activity. Please and on to us at efri@manitobafitnesscouncil.ca or info@manitobafitnesscouncil.ca. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, please feel free to call or email the office. Fantastic day.